Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check. 2 1 2. One two one two. 1 2 1 2. You got low. You got low.
I mean, to us, it's like a lot of people just need to Friday, you know, dogs can be on this Saturday, but, I mean, we were busy. Illinois. Good, Nebraska, Illinois. And, Indiana. Um, oh, you know, started and it was like around the last, we started to get anybody, because we were, you know, probably the last house on the day. But then all of a sudden, once it did get started, wow. We were, we didn't have much chance. They had like college after all. And us, we were done by Sunday.
Not the word to describe.
No, I'm too much on Sunday.
See, that's another right. You don't know how much work it
It took me a month. It was when my house in order and felt like it was, yeah, my house. Because I had been so busy doing other things. And just, you know, things going on with my kids, things going on here and there. But I had just, some things I had just kind of let go for a while. And so I was like, oh my goodness, I have got to get things in order. So it took a minute.
is. See, more than that. Oh, yeah, it's.
No, I didn't notice.
Oh, that's my first.
Oh, on his personal Facebook, the HSU. I didn't notice. I've been so busy, I haven't had time to be on Facebook. My husband will tell me some things sometimes. I mean, my job has been trying to get everything in order over here. And we have a new grandbaby, so, you know, I'm busy with that. Then my other daughter-in-law's pregnant and they're moving to a new house. So I've been helping them pack and get ready. So anyway, it's still one of those things going on. Trying to get our priorities in order.
You know, it's amazing. Right, that they so much on your house. It's not amazing that it's your house is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt like my house went clean. My house is not, even though these old houses are so dusty.
Yeah, I know.
No, you can't get the dirt out. So I know, I try, you know, I'm trying to be reconciled with that, you know, you can't get all the dirt out. You just can't.
Yeah.
But there were just some things that we needed to do, that we need to hold off and get done. Always good. There's not one. I mean, my house has got so many cracks in it, and you can't get it dust out. I mean, you can't get it out, it's just in there.
That strange how this
It's all
dust.
dust. It's just in there.
I know you can't get it,
Yeah,
and then it covers it.
it's, yeah,
Right, blank it up and then just go.
I know it. So, I mean,
This is the that right
it's not that they, having an old house, there is some freedom in it, because you can't get all that. So
And you really have to clean it all.
I lived in a modern house for 25 years and I worked myself to death. Because, you know, you can see everything's perfect in the new house. So you can see when something's not perfect. Shoot, I wore myself out. It's homeschool and 4 kids. I had 4 kids in the house 24/7 for 18 years.
Here's the thing, in an old house, keep the lights down, yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I've learned how to just get around some of it. I don't work, don't sweat with some of the stuff. You know, you can't get it all out. You can't. So all mine's I've got cracks and walls everywhere. But that's part of the history, so it's fine. I mean, I don't care.
You got antiques up.
Yeah, I sure do. I have, and it's not terrible.
Steve.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh, how long I killed him?
No, it's still hot.
Thank God for that. What's wrong with 15-year-old that is that afraid? It's horrible. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I had noticed the last couple of years, people are going crazy with miles now. It's just insane. It's just something, some demonic spirits are just overtaking people. I mean, it's just, that's the only explanation. Yeah, Lord help us, honestly, God can help us.
Hey, I'm gonna slide those up. I like to sit on the front so I can hear good. Yeah. I slide them. You will pull my line. I won't sit back there. Anyway, this is for them. Let them know this is there. And then we'll make chair.
No problem.
Are they on the agenda tonight?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Student council, yes. My, it's deep grade. Mine started out as a, in the labor first. And then moved him up to be a bush player, and now he's by Stone.
That was all gonna do, it's gonna be enough.
She didn't say, she just said,
She
just said Boston and other.
And others. Good to see you out there today. Y'all just, is that your first time?
That's my first time.
That's great.
It felt good, it was nice.
Different, ain't it? You got a little taste of
It was
all
nice.
that.
Next time I wanna go to some homes.
Yeah, go through the tour. I didn't go through this year because, too much activity on me.
All the walking.
Well, yeah, because I'm over,
Did you say Johnson?
He said he got those.
He's not. Okay, Mayor. Okay. Well, that's first. Good evening, everyone. The meeting of the mayor and board of aldermen is now called to order. First, we'll have prayer. And our last Chief Ryan, will you lead us in prayer tonight?
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, come to you on this afternoon saying thank you, Father. Thank you for all you've done, all you're about to do. Lord, as you come in this board tonight, touch every board member, every all the mayor, and the citizens here, what they concern us about this city. Lord, help us get us on resolve, get peace. They allow us to go. This we ask in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Fountain. Alderman Jones, absent. Alderman Shipp. Alderman Teal, absent. Alderman Merriweather. Mayor, you have 3 board members present.
All right, thank you very much. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now we ask for a moment of silence for peace. And then also prayers for the family of Ms. Sarah Mae Henderson, prayers for the family of Mr. Roosevelt's neighbors, prayers for the family also of Mr. Walter Thomas, also known as Blind Brooks. Moment of silence, please. All right. Next, I'm going to come back in reference to the bid. We'll talk about that. Next, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda. What items might y'all give y'all?
The first one would be to hear from, JM Enterprise, McDonald's. JRM.
All right. And what else? I will add that under our regular agenda at 7A. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, that's TDA discussion.
Here, okay, let's add that, and let's add that to 14. So, let's do 14 add. All right, anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
April 16, 2024, agenda as
Second,
Second.
the move on to Stafford, second by Alderman Shipp. All those in favor? All those opposed. Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Jones and Teal. All right, next we have the consent agenda. Under it, we have a few items. First, the motion authorized transfer of $146,452.39 from the general ACH fund to the general operating fund. This is March sales tax. Item number 2, motion to authorize transfer of $2,059.13 from the general ACH fund to public money market for March tourism.
Item number 3, motion authorize payment of $1,029.57 to Holly Springs Tourism, which is one half the tourism settlement. Item number 4, motion to authorize payment of $16,384.94 to Holly Springs Tourism. This is one half tourism settlement. And item number 6, motion to authorize payment to Holly Springs School District, payment of $149,437.46 to the Holly Springs School District. This is the March 2024 settlement. Is there a motion for the consent?
Madam Mayor, I move that we adopt the consent.
Move by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Johnson. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 0 nays, 2 absent in Teal and Jones. Next on our agenda, we have the NCBA Senior Community Employment Program. This is the program that brings employment opportunities to our community, and I'm going to ask that your representative come forward. If you come to the table and state your name and then tell us a little bit about your program. How the city can assist.
Good evening. I'd like to thank Mayor Gibson and the board for allowing me to come in and present NCBA Senior Employment Program. My name is Chester Johnson. I'm the program manager for NCBA CSEP for the state of Mississippi, where we operate in 35 counties. Marshall County just happens to be one of those counties. My purpose here tonight is to explain the program and try to renew a partnership that we've had since 2017. The purpose of the NCBA is to recruit seniors over 55 that meet an income guideline, and we partner with nonprofit and government, city, county agencies who would train those seniors to enhance their already skills or to give them training in new skills. The purpose is to get these seniors employed. NCBA has been around since the 70s, 1970s, and during that time, we've managed to meet our goals. Our goal is to get 52% of all seniors that we bring onto the program employed. The bottom line is NCBA pays for the training. A senior has 48 months eligibility on the program. We try like the deacons not to let them stay 48 months. We try to get them a job within a year. Now, as I said, NCBA pays for the training. It's the the maximum state wages, which is $7.25 per hour. And if we need that to go up, we need to talk to our governors and the Congress to increase that minimum wage. It's pretty hard to get people to train and to work at $7.25 an hour, particularly those who have retired and looking to make a little bit more money. But, it's $7.25. That's the best we can do because we cannot do any more than the federal or state minimum wage. As I said, our purpose is to get seniors trained. Hopefully we can help them find employment. Now, those people that come on the program have to be looking for a job. You can't be out there lollygagging and looking for some extra beer money because that's not going to work with us. We have a lot of people that's the sole purpose is to get a little bit of extra pocket change. They're not looking to find employment, but our goal is to get you employed. Since our inception, we've managed to meet our goal, and we have a lot of seniors that are looking to get employed. And actually, like we have partnered with the city of Holly Springs in the past. We've had partnerships with the Ida B. Wells Museum, the library here, and there's some county buildings out that we've partnered with. And through the years, we kind of slacked off, but we're back here now to see if we can renew that partnership. And I know my representatives had talked to you in the past, Ms. Gibson, but we kind of went out of turn.
Right. Well, tell us a little bit about too, some of the questions that we're hearing is what are some of the qualifications? Like what is the age?
Okay, thank you. To be on the program, you have to be 55 years of age and older. There's no limit to the age. I'm a good example. I'm 78, so there's no limit. You have to meet an income guideline. For a family of one, the maximum income that you can make per year is $18,885 a year. And it goes up from that, from the family members increase, so does the income. For an example, for a family of two, for husband and wife, it's $23,500. So, and it keeps going up. So we know that once you get over 55, you're not going to have too many kids running around. But if you have dependents, they have to be legal dependents. You can't claim your grandchildren if they're not legally adopted. So,
Anyone else have any questions for Mr. Johnson? I don't think you for maybe program.
and Mayor Gibson, I have handouts,
Yes.
packets for board members so they can see what the program is all about.
Okay, sounds great. So,
One more, ma'am.
Thank you. We'll need a motion to authorize, the involvement with the program. One of the things that I looked at, as he mentioned, some of the representatives did talk with us. There's actually like, an agreement and some responsibilities that come along with the program. And that's before y'all council, we would need some type of action, in order to authorize, the execution of those agreements and partnerships. Trying to figure if you take a look at that, let us know if you have any questions. Are you familiar with the program? I know that we did it once, but I'm not sure how it was set up.
Yeah. Okay. Did you need board action tonight?
When does your program, it's already started, I think, because I know that we had someone brought to us. So if you can give us a moment and give us an opportunity to look over it, because our next meeting won't be until May.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Okay, well,
Does your program run all year?
oh, yes, ma'am. We run 52.
Let us take an opportunity, I guess, to look at it, see if there's anything we need to do, and then we'll put it back on the agenda for next month.
Okay.
To see after the city attorney has an opportunity to review.
Sir, if you have any questions,
Yeah, I guess.
give me, well, 24/7.
All right. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Can I
All right.
give you this? And
Thank you.
would I be required to come back, Mayor Gibson?
No, sir. If we have some questions, what I would ask is for everyone to, to let us know so we can get that to you. And then we'll see then, probably not. What we'll try to do is get those questions answered prior to the next meeting,
Okay.
which will be the, first, Tuesday in May.
Thank
May
you.
the 7th.
May what?
7th.
May the 7th is the date, that our city clerk has, provided.
And just remember that we pay the salary. There's nothing out of your pocket.
All right.
Very good.
And I forgot they train 20 hours a week.
20 hours a week.
20 hours a week, yes, ma'am. Maximum.
Are there any other types of requirements? I saw something similar as far as like a grant that we would have to respond to or paperwork, or is there any type of reporting that we do in addition to?
Well, yes, ma'am. There's a thing that we call an in-kind that you do every quarter. And you just complete it, showing the supervisory salary, how many hours you supervise a day, and particularly that probably would be no more than 2 hours a day. If you got a supervisor person 4 hours a day, then we probably don't need them.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Johnson, for your time, and then we'll let you know as to the status of it. We'll keep you posted.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
And I'm joining back to Cleveland. Yes, have a good evening. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Ma'am? And, let's see. you mentioned as far as that I see our representatives here, with some of our other legislators. Representative Faulkner, would you introduce your folks?
We are so blessed this evening to have these very honorable people with us on tonight. They've been with us all day at a forum for the Ida B. Wells for the city of Holly Springs, information on the campus of Rusk College. And we asked them to stay for tonight, and they obliged us. So I want to introduce them. They have been again in our city all day from Jackson, Mississippi. So as I call their name, please stand and let us welcome you, as our mayor say, to the city of history and hospitality, Holly Springs, Mississippi. We have Representative Zakia Summers from Hinds County. Representative Tamika James Jones from Humphreys County, the heart of the Delta. We have Representative Fabian Nelson from Hinds County. Representative Kabir Kareem from Lowndes County. And our very own, the one and only, Representative John Faulkner. We appreciate what you all do for us, and Representative Faulkner, thank you. For the city of Holly Springs, we really appreciate it. And they have to leave, but they said we'll stay for a little while, but we have to go. So safe journey back to Jackson, and continue doing what you're doing. Thank you. We love y'all in Holly Springs.
We're seeing you. All right.
Thank you all so much for coming to our meeting tonight and sharing. I had planned to be there today, but I had a meeting with the federal government, the U.S. Attorney's Office, so who says no to that? So, all right, so, but we are so grateful that you all are here. We have a great birthday party for Miss Ida B. Wells through the museum every July. We hope that you all, if you are available, that you will stop by and participate in those activities. If so, let us know, and we'll make sure that we make preparations to greet you. So thank you all so much. And thank you all for your support in the recent legislation that we dealt with as a city. We're still, of course, fighting that, but we do appreciate all of you all's support as we move forward. So thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
And any suggestions that you all have, let us know. And that's part of what we'll be talking about later on tonight. So we appreciate you all stopping by. I know it's a long drive for some of you all. So.
Thank you all.
I'll be careful. It's good seeing you.
Not cold.
How you been doing?
Take care. See y'all later.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ain't no.
Next on the agenda, item 7A, and this is about Chip McDonald. And you asked for J. Price McDonald. Would you come forward, please?
Hey, my name is Paul Holland. Thank you for allowing us to come today and present to you some issues that we have with the water bill. Back in August of 2023, we received a water bill in the amount of $5,000. This was on our irrigation system at the restaurant. I guess I should have said we're locally owned and operated, franchise runs the restaurants here in Holly Springs. We have 9 restaurants, DeSoto County, Marshall County, and Panola County. So in August, we received a $5,000 bill, a water bill. We started trying to look into it to figure out what happened. The following month in September, we got about a $2,000 bill. We got a plumber to come out and look to see if they could find the leak. They suggested that it was a water meter issue. So we got involved with the city, and the city changed the water meter out. We got a good water bill. Right after that of $2,200. So it wasn't the water meter. So we started a big project to trying to figure out where the leak was. It was a newly installed irrigation system. The water never surfaced. It went straight down into the earth. So there was no sign of a leak anywhere. We had the water leaks repaired, and I submitted all the documents from the irrigation company to Ms. Gibson back in December. And we're just asking for the board to review those bills. Currently, we owe the city of Holly Springs $9,395. This is not our regular water that we use in the restaurant. This is strictly an irrigation bill. And if you go back and look at history, we probably average about a $400 a month usage on that bill. So we're just asking for some reprieve or some forgiveness to part of that bill. Any questions for me?
9,000.
The total amount due today is $9,395.87, I believe. Our bills have been basically $17 a month since, of course, the repairs were done. Of course, we're not using irrigation yet, so.
Are those copies?
Sure. So these are the bills and the work from the plumber and the irrigation company.
You already have copies, or are these our copies?
You can have those.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Anything else?
Pass it along. Sorry. If you just make them that way. We discuss it, we can have it.
So my question would be, have you talked to HSUV?
Yes. I have been to their office probably 4 times before I get Mayor Gibson involved, I think in December. And I think in December she had Terry, if I'm correct, come out, and he's the one that assessed that the meter was bad. They changed it, but obviously it wasn't just the meter. And I could add that they couldn't even find the leak themselves. I mean, we all looked for it. We were looking diligently for a leak. It was definitely hidden well.
I make copies of it.
You know, I've talked to Mr. Holland a few times and exchanged emails, and the prior employees have been looking at it. I was not happy with the first result that they mentioned, because as I expressed to them, we have to leak something. So until we could do anything, but we had to find it. And so I had not yet that look. That's why it's prolonged, because of the fact of looking at it to make sure that it's something that I felt was fair. However, you know, at this point, you know, you did find a leak as we thought that there was one. And so, yeah, but he said at this point, he wanted the board to look at it and make a decision regarding it. So, but I have had some staff, they have looked at it, so we've gone back for one of the things I talked about is the history that he has made to see what was his average use of it. So we could do something that was fair. And looking at the system, because I think we did one leak, so that was a question one of the employees had, but, and that's what we're all at, still looking at it.
I don't know if I agree hear you right, so just for clarity, did you say that you did not find any leak?
We did find a leak and we got it repaired. Yes, ma'am.
It was in the irrigation system instead of just plumbing. They had more than one. I'm not sure how they had it set up. Similar to one that happened in Kentucky not too long ago, or KSC, it's kind of all.
Yes, ma'am. There's 2 water lines to the restaurant. One is to the actual drinking water that we use. The other is strictly to the irrigation outside.
Yes, it was a thing I was where
So, do we know where check it on another?
So where'd you go?
It's in there. She said he was checking on it. I provided that right there. Keithley Irrigation is the company that actually found the leak.
Right, because at first we didn't have, as far as any documentation.
We had Progressive Plumbing came out of Mahalia and they couldn't find the leak first. And then the second one was, like I said, the irrigation company just came and started digging up until they found where the leak was.
So can we get an updated status on, She possibly talking about that.
You and I already talked about it.
Well, nothing.
But if Mr. Holland calls me, you know, roll the blue, don't have to look at it.
I didn't hear what she said.
I said if you call me later in the week, I'll check the status of it.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. Thank you.
So next, on the agenda, item number 8, municipal court.
I didn't hear all the questions.
And,
Motion.
I think Ms. Childs, you have a place for the municipal court, Ms. Marsh,
Yes, ma'am.
for this would be a payment to the Department of Finance and Administration. And it's on $833.
Yes, ma'am.
This is to do better here.
The motion to authorize payment in the amount of $833 to the Department of Finance and Administration as the March court system.
Oh, and so moved.
Is there a second?
I'll say.
It's been moved by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Townsend. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent. And Teal and Jones. Item number 9, and this, I'm not sure what the status is, but it's supposed to authorize obtaining expert legal services of Blackman and Blackman LLC for the protection of the homeless department. We talked about this somewhat last week.
We played phone tag. I called her, she called me back. I called her, I called her Thursday or Friday. And she called me back yesterday evening. So we had not spoken. Then she had a meeting. I think she might represent Rolling Fork. I was almost saying Rolling Fork. And had a meeting at 4:00 today. So she couldn't come up or anything like that. So I want to talk to her because I don't know anything about rates and things like that. Now, I will say this, just on the record, from a reputation standpoint, I don't have any, there's nothing to really question. Her reputation is impeccable, but I don't know what the rate or the scope of services or anything like that. So that's the only reason I would really be talking to her. I just, so it's kind of a question mark from that standpoint right now.
And she did say that she has to do this thing, but if anybody wants to talk, so she would know this going. I don't know what else.
That's right.
So I hold that. Let's see where it goes. Again, that was the Blackman LLC item. Item number 10, motion to authorize payment of $95 to CNK Air and Heating at the multipurpose building for heater repair.
It'll be our motion to authorize payment of $95 to CNK Air and Heating for the multi-purpose building heater.
It's from Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent. In Teal and Jones. Item number 11, motion to authorize payments of $7,679 to Optic Glass for the removal and installation of doors at the Eddie L. Smith Junior Multi-Purpose Center due to the emergency created by damage to the entry doors leaving the facility at risk. Is there a motion? All right. We'll go to item number 12, public comment. Mr. Jim Smith. Please remember that you have 3 minutes to speak, and please state your name for the record.
Jim Smith, good evening, Mayor. Usually, all I come here and when I speak, this board perceives it as negative. And some people think I'm difficult to deal with. But I wanted to start on a positive note tonight. Miss Renetta Mason at HSUD. She is absolutely phenomenal. She's a consummate professional. And she's a credit to HSUD and to Holly Springs, this city. Sometimes I can be difficult, and it was just a real pleasure dealing with her. And I think she needs to be recognized for that. I'm sorry that the representatives left. I'm glad they stuck their heads in and said hello, but I wish they would have stuck around and listened to their constituents. I would have told them exactly what I thought of PCS, Neil Whaley, Chris Brown, and Brad Presley. I've told you before, they're one of the main reasons that you and I are in court, is because they didn't do their job and they refused to do their job. I don't know, giving them more responsibility over municipal-owned utilities is going to be any better. You're giving them more responsibility, then they don't uphold the responsibility they had. And just so you know, I'm still not getting my utility bills in a timely fashion. Put me on pause.
Like saying it. Forrest Gump when they pull the plug. Right.
Oh,
Can't
that ain't
hear
funny.
anything. How's that?
Pause.
Yeah, you're good.
Excuse me, go ahead.
No problem. So I'm still not getting my bills in a timely fashion. That's number one. Number two is I'm still waiting for an explanation. How my bill can reflect I've been billed for 479 days in a 365-day calendar year. And I think, you know, despite our matter before the court, I'm still a constituent. I'm still a customer. I still am entitled to answers. I mean, this is simple. And I know, council member, you think I'm real negative, or alderman, alderwoman, and I have a right to speak, and I have a right to voice my frustration. And when people in this room tell me that voicing my frustration and my angst doesn't help my cause, I take that extremely seriously. I'm a former United States Marine. I'm a 100% disabled Marine. And I know you've told me you run towards trouble before. But I've been in combat once or twice in my life. You know what? Maybe I wasn't running towards it, but I wasn't running away. I'm going to address the problem heads up. If you don't like my attitude, I apologize. If you don't like the way I say something, I apologize. You don't like my tattoos, my beard, my hair, you know what? That seems to be a personal problem, not my problem, somebody else's personal problem. I just want to get this resolved.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you. Next we have Ms. Debbie Omida. Please state your name for the record.
Debbie Omidio.
Ma'am?
Debbie Omidio.
Omidio, Ms. Omidio.
Yes, I want to talk about our bills. We never get a bill. If we do, it's way after. It's due on the 25th of the month. We have to keep checking online just to keep our bill paid, to keep from getting cut off. And we come up here and we ask for help. We never get answers from any of you. Why can they not get the bill straight? I can tell you that our light situation has been better. They did some right-of-way maintenance on the road behind us, and our lights have stayed on more. But the bill thing, how many times have I been to HSUD? I couldn't tell you how many times, but it's been going on since July of last year. They need to come out and check the meter. My bill went from $200 and something to $600 and something. And for what? There's 2 people in my house. There's no reason that our bill, and then it went back down, then it goes back up. But my husband's constantly checking online to find the bill. And it's ridiculous. But for us, and I don't know how, I could imagine how hard y'all's jobs are. But we deserve to get some answers from y'all. People come up here and ask, and we don't get any responses. And I disagree with Mr. Smith. I like Neil Whaley and Chris Brown. We live in the county. We have to do what we have to do to get some representation, because we don't get it here. And I don't want to be ugly to anybody, but we've been out here 3.5 years, and it's just the same old thing all the time. Never get any answers. We still haven't gotten a light that we asked for 2 years ago. I mean, and you go to HSUD, they're rude to you. Oh, we're sending somebody out. Okay, this is July since last year. We haven't seen anybody, but we pay our bill on time. My husband is driving him. I tell him all the time, stop doing it, but he does it. I know it's due on the 25th, so he keeps going online. And then we'll receive a paper bill 2 weeks later, and it never has just 30 days or 31 days. It's always more. And I don't understand it. So I personally would like some answers. What are we supposed to do? I mean, pay our taxes, we pay our bills, we do what we're supposed to do. I mean, do we not deserve to be heard? So, that's all.
Do this for me. Leave your name and your telephone number with the city clerk, and then I will check on it and give you a call on Thursday.
You ain't did it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Mark Willock. Please state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor and Board of Aldermen. Last Thursday, I was in Jackson on a rather last-minute trip to see the PSC basically now investigate Holly Springs Utility Department. And over the last year, I think it's warranted. There has been consistent problems, not just billing, outages. And yes, the mayor stood firm and said she would try and reduce them, and I've got to give her kudos. Last month, she reduced them by 20%. So that's good progress. But now you're listening to people with their woes, and it's just, not one person from the city were there to say anything. The time before that, when the TVA were in town, and I didn't find out till the day before that this was on the PCS agenda. Sorry, PSC. But by 4 p.m. I was in my vehicle and I was on the way to Jackson, because someone from Holly Springs this time had to be there. And I mean, all it takes is to check the PSC website once a week. That's all I do. And the meet agendas are posted a month in advance. But on the back end of all this, I'm sure you all know that I've been plotting outages and everything else, and keeping the customer base informed. Since March 2023 to March 2024, we've had 424 outages in the Holly Springs Utility District. Okay? Which is quite sad when you think about it, because Charles Ames, who is seen as the father of this grid, spoke to a congressional committee back in 1955, singing the praises of the Holly Springs Utility Department and what it's done for this area. It's now destroyed this area. Businesses don't want to come here because they can't rely on power. That's why the northeast section, northwest, and all that of the grid are flourishing, because north central, northeast, they have consistent power. If Holly Springs could assure companies of that, the situation would be changing around here. The tax base would increase. People are now struggling to sell their houses within this service district. You know, they either take huge losses or they sit on them, which is wrong. And sooner or later, I know Jim's lodged a court case against you guys for his bills. Sooner or later, homeowners are going to start doing it if they can't sell their house. It's going to bankrupt the city. If, you know, what the PSC are doing, I don't fully agree with it, but it's the only option. You guys have sat idly by in a problem that you didn't create. We get that. This has been going on 20 plus years. You know, this isn't your fault. You inherited it. But all we've heard consistently from the board and from the elected officials is, we will work on it, we will work on it, we will work on it. And yet nothing. The TVA have sat here where I'm sat right now and have offered you help. The TVPPA have done a grid assessment. They could only view 30% of the grid, and that was damning from what they could view. You know, and it's just, you know, now people are going, the PSC are wrong, Neil Whaley's wrong, Commissioner Brown's wrong. They're doing what they have to do for the people.
You're 3 minutes on.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
I normally don't comment after public comment, but with this, I feel the need that I have to. And I recommend that everyone check their facts as far as the status, the outages in North Central and Northeast, and the weather reports. And I've heard Mr. Bowen talk about 1955, all of those things. But I do encourage everyone, the sky is not falling. And I was proud to hear, because I tell you, and I don't want to mess up your name, but Mr. Debbie has come up quite a bit, and even she admitted that things have gotten better. So we've had fewer storms, so that's something that people need to look at. So we have public comment for people to come up and speak and express themselves. But know that an opinion is just what it is, and those are not facts of the city of Holly Springs. The utility department, I was very aggrieved, and we were not at the Public Service Commission meeting because we did not receive invitations to it, didn't know it was happening. And I'd also like to warn anyone from going to any such legal hearings on behalf of the city of Holly Springs without being official representatives of the city of Holly Springs and speaking on behalf of the city of Holly Springs. You are definitely treading on fragile legal lines in doing such. You can go and represent yourself, of course, but as far as a representative of this entity, you are not. And so you have to be cautious. That we ask for everyone to refrain from doing so, especially if you are not going to have your facts correct and accurate at this time. And so that scares me more than the Public Service Commission. I will say also that our team has been working extremely hard, and we have the right-of-way crew, the electric contractors, but our own in-house people have been working really hard. And we have had fewer outages. We have made a lot of improvements. We have a long way to go. We're still dealing with GE as far as dealing with the bills that she talked about. So still working on some of those matters because all of the towers are still not up. But we are working with them on that. Attorney Perry is looking at something down for us. So, but I just wanted to make sure that I go on the record there because there's a lot of misinformation that's being put out into the universe. And it is very frightening to me. It's disheartening. And I would ask everyone to check their source. Next, we have one more person for public comment, Mr. Delbert LaShore. Please state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Board. My name is Delbert LaShore from Holly Springs, Mississippi. I am so glad that you made that last statement there. And it's going to be a blessing because not all information that people put out, especially that false information, is going to be anything dealing with hopefully a court matter. But I didn't come up here for that because I did come up here tonight, and because I'm looking at my community here in Holly Springs and Marshall County and Benton County for that matter. And I have some concerns about the health of our people. Right now, we have a very, and I want to be respectful when I say this, but we have some health issues, and all of it seems to be related to obesity. And so what I wanted to do was to donate to the city of Holly Springs some exercise equipment for an entire exercise room, at no charge to the city or anything, just donate. It's probably gonna be maybe 4 or 5 treadmills, an elliptical. Hopefully I'll be able to provide you all with a few bikes, just so that people can, try to get in the habit of getting back healthy, because a lot of the issues that we're currently facing can be prevented with the proper exercise and the proper type of diet. And so I wanted to kind of hopefully extend that to the city, if it was, if you all could accept that. Again, I'm not asking for any type of money or anything like that. I just want to try to make sure that my community is healthy, because I've had I got a lot of friends. Some of them have diabetes. Some of them have high blood pressure. Some of them have neuropathy. Some of them even have cardiac issues. And I know that they can't necessarily use a treadmill with having cardiac issues, but they can, the type of treadmills that I'm talking about providing would also, it'll gauge their heart rates. So we want to make sure that we have a healthy community. And if the city would be willing to accept that, I would like to donate it in honor of 2 veterans that's near and dear to this entire county and Benton County. And that will be Korean War veteran Mr. Quintel Gibson Sr. and World War II veteran Mr. Roosevelt LeSure, who was my grandfather. And so I would like to donate an entire gym full of equipment, exercise equipment, to the city in honor of those 2 heroic veterans. And I also would like to thank Mr. Jim Smith for his service. He said he was a devil dog, so about 3 minutes up.
Yes, ma'am.
So can would that be fine? Can I?
So the board, what's your pleasure? He's offering to, okay. All right, so.
Pleasure to have it, because he's absolutely right. And then there are also people that walk much I think with and want to exercise. And there are also younger and older people that may cannot afford to pay the gym admission to come in. So I think that if you're donating the equipment, it would be a great idea.
Also, I'll try to put a little small TV or something in there for them. And that way they can kind of watch the news or whatnot while they're exercising, and maybe a portable radio or something that's going to be nice, super nice, and where people can actually get engaged and be a part of their health. Because again, we have some issues here, and all of it seems to be centered around obesity. And I think that if we can kind of get people being more active, that would be a blessing for everybody.
So we heard from Alderman Townsend, Alderman Merriweather was saying that she wanted to talk about it and include that.
Because I agree, and certainly in terms of health-wise and obesity and all of the common things that are now common, diabetes and high blood pressure, hypertension, and all that. I just know that there may be some other things that we need to discuss in terms of insurance, in terms of liability for the city, where will this be with Parks and Recs, or is it going to be a just making sure that we have our I's dotted, T's crossed.
Well, the plan was actually to put it in the multipurpose building where they do the exercise at, because on rainy days sometimes they can't walk on rainy days. Sometimes, some people may not, everybody enjoys the line dancing, but there's other things that we could possibly build on as a community to ensure that people kind of get more active and do some of those preventive things to ensure that we continue to have a healthy community. And that is gonna, I think that'll help everybody out.
Alderman Chef, any thoughts? So we'll take it up perhaps in executive session for the request of Alderman Merriweather.
Thank you.
That concludes public comment. Item number 13, Mr. Eddie Jefferson, if you will come forward, please. Mr. Jefferson wants to talk about some wastewater cleaners. Come up and there's copies and we're going to provide
Okay, thank you.
All right, so, Mr. Jefferson, if you will explain, your concerns and, what you're, recommending tonight.
Okay. Okay, last storm we had March 25th, we lost a high service pump at the treatment plant, one of four. And, we called, Donna Smith Company to come and pick it up. And these are quotes that it would take to repair the motor. So that's what I have for you now.
Fire service works with Don Smith.
Yeah.
So who would you prefer?
I prefer Donna Smith. Yeah. They already picked it up, but they had to wait on our approval to go forward with it. Yes. Yes.
Is there a motion to authorize, services of Donald Smith Company Incorporated in the amount of $9,310? That's the lowest and best for.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Please make that.
That's question.
You have a question? Oh, okay, go ahead.
No, I'm not question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion that we, hire Donald Smith Company to
high service
outservice
motor number one.
motor number one in our water department. On Spring Utilities. In the amount of $9,310.
Their bid being the best.
Lowest and best.
Lowest and best.
Lowest and best.
All right, is there a second?
I say.
It's been moved by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Johnson. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, and Teal and Jones. All right, next, we have, and thank you so much, Mr. Jefferson.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
All right.
And next, we have the utility department refunds. The first request is the authorization to make a refund to the Holly Springs School District in the amount of $9,891.62.
What is that?
So, I thought that's one of the right things. And then this is the other one. William Mayer.
This 14.
The same thing you just looked at, it's a list of that customer's business. So you see at the top, the amounts that were highlighted.
And we want to make this refund to the Holly Springs
School district, that's for the $9,000.
School. Refunding their utility? For what? We overcharged them or what? I'm not seeing. And this is the William. Melvin?
Looks like NHCA. Let me see if I can get it.
And he will be on that.
I think one was, his is a deposit, and the other one is, from my conversation with her, an overpayment.
That's correct.
That part. That's fine, too. It said, it just came up, but she didn't want the customer to have to wait until next month. Normally they can put it on the line, not in.
Really, it's just overpayment there.
That was to the full district. It's on the list right there, I get it to you. The date she had listed out so that you can see, if here's because there was a payment made of $12,000, which was an overpayment.
From high school.
From that, facility. You know, they have multiple facilities, multiple bills.
I would talk back in executive session if on these possibly at the executive session time.
Now, you add that to the list. Next, item number 14A, TPA, TDPPA, Aldermanship and Meriwether, that was for your.
So we know that, we were given $500,000 from the state, thanks to Representative John Paul, to help with the right of way, and the state proved that, and we have that amount of money. However, I think we've spent $70,000 on, assessment, and we need, and no one has requested that money. It comes, I think it's in the hands of TVPPA. And so they're saying that no, but we have not requested to use any of that money. So I think Ms. Mason, and that's why I was hoping she was here so that she could let us know why aren't we pulling down that money, and then the other $430,000 that should go toward paying someone for a right of way. And it has to be specific so that they could know exactly what that money was spent for, so we can get more money from our legislatures to help with this Alice Springs Utility Department issue this grid and all that, so they can see that we are using or have used the money. So, Madam Mayor, are you privy to that? Did you understand?
I know we were looking at the agreement, there was some concerns there, but I'll check the status tomorrow, we'll look at it. And, get with the turn period to see if we can work those concerns out.
And then, of course, and we have discussed, I discussed out here in open forum, concerning the TBA report. We received a TBA report on things that, they have asked for, and we know what I guess, position that we're in with, PSC and with TBA. And so Melanie did send another email, as she does before every board meeting that we have. And in this report, she lists out things that are needed, again, from us, the Board of Aldermen and the mayor. And of course, one, talking about our audits that have not been submitted to TBA. On February 6th, they sent a letter to the Mayor and Board of Aldermen demanding physical access to HSUD accounting offices and digital access to the CSA accounting system. I know we probably want to talk about that in executive session, but we need to move on that. TBA has, TBA has not received a response from that. The monthly financial reporting has not been submitted since October 2023. She has operational items listed here. She talked about the $500,000 appropriation that we've received from the Mississippi Department of Finance, which should assist us in the TVPPA system assessment and right-of-way clearing. So we just talked about that. They also urged us to act quickly to fill the GM role. And that was something even the Public Service Commission mentioned in terms of that. Madam Mayor, you can respond to that. And then, of course, HSUD is now 3 years delinquent on submitting external audit reports to TBA. So
I'll be happy to respond to all of it.
Okay.
One, we've tried repeatedly to get auditors hired, just got authorization last week, to move forward with some of the auditors. This, as I've said it before, I will never be in favor of TBA, having access to the city's books. TBA is why we're having the issues now with the Public Service Commission. Part of it, people talk about their bills, the increase, part of that comes from TBA and their increase. And had we listened to them, bills would be even higher because they attempted to force the city to increase its part. And I expressed to them that right now we already have some of the highest bills I've ever seen. And so they went down, they are not our partners. They went down to the state of Mississippi. They held an entire hearing. Now you just said something very interesting, that this young lady sends emails right before every meeting, but some way she did not manage to send an email to us to let us know that this was happening. There was not a meeting that they just impromptu and decided to go for a ride to the beautiful city of Jackson, the capital city. It was planned. It was staged. It was designed to steal the utility department and to destroy it. And yet they continue even as we go through this. Our first priority as a city has to be to protect the city and our assets and our customers. Therefore, our first priority, and that is what got us behind before, was everyone catering to TDA regardless of what they said. And so instead of people being able to focus on what was at hand and provide documents to auditors, TDA continued to come. Was deliberate, and I'll go on the record saying that as I always have. And so we're going to continue to do all that we can. I will check the status of, you mentioned something about a monthly financial report that was delayed. I will check the status of that to see. But as far as giving them, the people who are trying to destroy us, an open invitation into our accounts and to these departments at this time, that will not be something that I will ever agree to. And I think they demonstrated that. I don't know what other people's relationships are on this board, but at this point, your eyes should be open. Your eyes should be wide open as to the role that TVA is playing in this. This is not a game. This is very serious. And we can't fall for the trap, regardless of whether they're TVA or whoever. It is interesting as I look across this country and do research and see all the different stories about the horrors of TVA, the bullying of TVA on small towns and small communities, and how they do and how they come in. And now this city, the beautiful city of history and hospitality, becoming a possible victim as well if we don't stand up. It's not a game. And people can laugh about how I respond if they want to. But this is something that we have to fight for. And we cannot, and I will. And you asked me to respond, Alderman Merriweather. It's the same response from day one, that they do not have the right to come in and to go into our system. That's like opening your door and saying, come on in, Robert. The purse is on the counter. That's what you're doing right now. And I don't know why you can't see it when you're pushing so hard for that, to let TVA in. They have revealed who they are. They have revealed what their goal is. We don't need them to do too much more. If they do too much more, we won't have anything left. That's why I've even put the attorneys on there, and the different attorneys that I looked at were people who are not afraid of TVA or TDPPA, and everybody who's there, they even attempted to interfere with the auditor. One auditor was saying all was well, and then another one, based on their pride, I can go back and pull the video, that it appeared that, he was saying something different. And so we have to be mindful. We have to be aggressive as to how we deal with this. And that's why even as people say things that are not true, then we have to respond to it. I normally let people just have their way when they come up for public comment. Shoot, public comment was my idea. I feel like it's fluid because I do learn some things. Sometimes I learn things that I don't know. I don't always like it, as to what people say, but it is important, and it's something that I will fight to keep as we go forward. But it is important, though, that the truth be told. And sometimes we have challenges, sometimes we don't, but TVA does not have the right to be inside of the city of Holly Springs books. TVA is not a friendly partner of Holly Springs. It's friendly fire. Even this last thing, the Public Service Commission. They didn't invite us to come down. They didn't ask for any evidence. And our people had sent them information. So I want to say that too, as people say we haven't responded. We've responded several times. Our team even sent them photos, videos, stats, all types of information. And still, Mr. Suggs, who was a representative for TVPPA, he still did not express any of those things when he was before the Public Service Commission. That is a problem. That is an integrity problem. If I do something wrong, I do something wrong. But if I do it right, say I did it right. But just don't say anything at all, because they don't need a pat on the back. Our team does not need a pat on the back, because they're doing their job. And they're doing a great job at it. We're improving steadily every day. And one thing that the gentleman did get correct, this has been going on for years. And years as we've grown. We're a lot bigger than where we were in 1955. So we service a lot of people. Also, you can look at the news. Don't take my word for it. But North Central and Northeast, they had even more outages during that time period of 400 and something. One thing I've learned now is I print it off. I email it to myself when they put it in the news. I keep all of that so that I know as to what's happening with other companies as well. Because it's not just our company that may have an outage. We don't control the wind. We don't control the rain. What we do is we prepare as much as possible. We're not going to risk the lives of any of our people in the middle of lightning and storms, but we will do the best we can. And they still go out sometimes. I get calls. And they're like, well, they just can't. Because they care. Our team cares. The city of Holly Springs cares. And we're doing the best that we can to deal with it. But I will not just sit here in good conscience and act like I don't see what TVS is doing and not fight for this community, not fight for this company. It is a corporation. And there's certain rules and regulations that we all have to abide by. Public service commissioners have to abide by certain rules and regulations as well, that they should follow as well. TVA, as big and as monstrous as they are, still have rules and regulations that they have to abide by. And the best thing in the world is that there is a law. And that's why I'm asking for legal representation. Because I can talk all day, as you see. But it won't change anything. So that's why I'm asking for attorneys to do that so that we can get to the bottom of it.
So can I make a comment? Because I don't want it to seem as though the board is oblivious and that the mayor is the one who has the bright light, who shines the light. That is so far from the truth. We know exactly what is going on. Although we have some concerns with both sides, with TVA and with the city of Holly Springs, we're not sitting here saying that we are oblivious to what is going on. However, we have concerns, I'm speaking for me as a board member, as to the inner workings of Holly Springs Utility Department. We also know that TVA is, regardless of what is said, our partner. They provide services for us. And anyone who provides services is going to protect their interests. There are rules and regulations for everyone to abide by. This city, in terms of reports, in terms of responding to reports, what TVA has asked us for, to me, is within their rights. And it is to protect their interests. This is not just Holly Springs. We have to protect our citizens and their rights and to protect their money, their investment, our investment. But in order to do that, we must have clarity, we must have transparency, and we have to have accurate records. And that is why some of these requests that are made have been made. And the board, it is the board's responsibility to make sure that everything, our constituents, not just that we hold on to assets, we understand that. But we also have to do what is right. Every audit, we have not had an audit completed, maybe one had, since we've been sitting on this bench. To me, I don't know about any other board member or the mayor. I don't like that. Folks want to know, the citizens want to know that we are good caretakers of their money, that we are managing it well. And in order for us to show them that, we have to have audits. This is not about TVA. This is about what we have been elected to do. And I take that very serious. It is not our money. It is not the board. It's not the mayor. It is the citizens of Holly Springs. And that is who is coming to us, not just for financial records, not to know what is going on here. Every question that I've heard today has been from a citizen who have the right to know what is going on. Why are my bills this way? Why are they not here? We have to be responsive. We have to actually respond to the concerns of the citizens. This is not about us. We don't know what's best. It's TVA, it's Holly Springs Utility Department, and it's PCS. If the lawmakers have passed where they have to investigate and intervene, then that's what we have to do. We owe it to the citizens to make sure that we are doing what's right, not in our eyesight, but in what is best for the citizens, all citizens, customers. That's it. Ratepayers, that's what they call them. Ratepayers in the city of Holly Springs outside, everyone who is a ratepayer for HSUD. So I beg to differ. I don't have a problem, let it be known. I don't have a problem with TVA for their askings. Every report that they have sent, the things that they've asked for are not illegal. They're not outside the bounds. Yes, they want the audit. Yes, they want to know what is going on. That's why they want a CSA in our accountancy department. So they will know that their interests are best protected, and in retrospect, really ours too. Yeah. And the citizens, that's all I have to say.
And I will say, thank you. Thank you all for their So it's not their interest. They get paid every month, so they're not our partners. They're our vendors. We pay them. They don't do it for free. When you pay your bill, TVA gets paid. If they have not missed a payment since we have been here. I don't think that people are oblivious to what's happening with TVA. I think certain people are partnering with TVA at the risk of this utility department. Because it's right there in front of us. And so, but we hope and pray at some point that we will get some assistance. We will get someone specialized in it to assist us with it. We don't have a problem with reports. People know they want to come to the meetings. How many times was it on the agenda that auditors were recommended? People did not vote for it. People did not vote for it until last week when we were able to get an additional auditor. I've emailed the current ones that we have on a regular basis almost. We are beyond being pen pals, Mr. Jim. And so they are doing the best they can with all the accounts that they have, I'm sure. That's why we recommended let's get someone else to help out with it. So, but this is not a game, and TVA does not have a right to be all in our accounts or to hire an accountant themselves at the city's expense. It is not right. And when we talk about right, that's what we do have to do. That's not right. It is not right if you're partnering with someone or someone is paying you billions of dollars, that you go to a hearing and attempt to sabotage that company and not make them aware that you are going. Now, you just can't dress that up and put a bow on it. It just is what it is. And so, but I think I see Alderman Hampton.
Well, I was just going to add, not dealing with the TVA and TVPPA, but while we're on the utilities department, we know that there is an investigation coming. But we also have so many people in Holly Springs and the county area that are calling. They're wanting their outside lights, their lights that have been fixed since the storm, that the wires and stuff are still out. I don't know if they pinpoint those when they go or just have gotten so overwhelmed that they haven't had a chance to go back. But as this investigation comes, I'm hoping that our team will be able to go back and make some of those adjustments, as well as citizens that have moved trailers, what are they called? Mobile homes now. And their structures are up. They don't have any utilities. They are starting to pay mortgages on these things that they don't have utilities. There's people that's asking for outside lights, and this is just on a local level. I'm not even addressing TVA and TVPPA, just on a local level. We just want to bring some light to those so we can get those done.
Right. Excellent. Been working really hard as we build them up. We have an applicant here tonight. Hopefully he'll be able to be hired tonight. And so that is why we continue to build up our team, but our team has been working really hard. I will ask, you know, if you know of someone whose life is still outstanding, do what you do with other things, text it or email it to me so we can check the status of it. We are looking into as far as the individual, and the surveys that are necessary for some of those things. And actually, I met with some of our team this week to try to find the status of that, who else can do the surveys. So those are things that we can do, but as long as we know of someone who's having that issue, because we've caught up with quite a bit of those. The sad thing is that even after with the outside lights, those were even behind before we got here. So we made some movement there. Part of it was making sure that we had the bulbs. One of the things that we're working on is we replace those with the LED lights, so that because they're brighter and they last a longer period. So we are definitely doing everything that we can as far as a GM. We're looking at that. They've received some additional applications I mentioned, and I'll have those for you all tonight or maybe tomorrow. But we do have those. I had there's a young man, Mr. Long, who is an engineer. He submitted an application. There's a young lady, Ms. Marsha Naylor. She's here tonight. She submitted a resume. She has a degree also in electrical engineering. So we have had some responses to that, are looking at that. We want to make sure that we have somebody who's qualified and who also cares about this city and who's not going to be a part of the problem. People do have a right to ask questions, but they don't have a right to come in, just like we all have a responsibility to take care and manage our own finances and things of that nature. And so we are definitely working to be good stewards. We have a great accounting staff as well. They worked really hard with the accountants as well as with TVPPA. And TVA just was never satisfied. They're just never satisfied. We opened the door to them. They came in, they stayed with us for weeks. And still the outcome was what it was. And so at this point in the game, you know, that's my response to that. As you all asked me, my response on that. And I agree. I wish that, you know, people would actually listen. I wish that people would actually properly notify us of different hearings and things. But we are here now. And so, no, it's not just it is what it is. It is we defend until the end because of those ratepayers, because of taxpayers, because it's our duty. It's our responsibility. It's part of being a good steward. So that's something we need to do. But the next item we have is item number 15. Okay, go ahead, Alderman Sherrill.
On the 500,000 sent, I just don't understand why we're not using this money that was sent to us. I would like to see another right-of-way crew come in and let us take bids on getting extra help on getting this right.
Who is the TVA that's recommended? Because we just did this and got a right-of-way crew and have fewer and fewer outages. So that's something that I would like to know.
I don't know who TVA is recommended, but I recommend this for myself. Money is there and we're not using it. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't register to me. That money's just sitting there and we're not spending it on this right of way. No, it's just doesn't make sense.
We already answered that question earlier. All right.
It shouldn't take that long. It just shouldn't.
All right.
That's just me there. Just said the takes what I was remembering.
Oh, okay, thank you. I was checking because someone had told me about an alarm at one of my family members. All right. Item number 15, motion to authorize Captain LaRon Weeks to attend the Mississippi State Fire Academy for vehicle extrication in Pearl, Mississippi on April 22nd, 2024, to include registration fee of $400 plus per day.
Chair will authorize Captain LaRon Weeks to attend the Mississippi State Fire Academy for vehicle extrication from Mississippi on April 22nd, 2024, to include registration fee of $400 plus per.
Second.
It's a move Alderman Fountain, second by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes. zero nays, and 2 absent in Teal.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this a certification for Mr. Weeks to come back and
Yes.
teach the other ones about how to extract or how to use it?
He's not going for the instructor, he's going for the class itself.
It's,
And this class is funded, so we do it.
Item number 16, motion to authorize Chief Rodney Crane, Assistant Chief Shane Womack, and Captain LaRon Weeks to attend MACDEMA Partners in Preparedness Conference in Biloxi, Mississippi on April 30th through May 3rd, 2024, to include registration fee of $175 each, plus hotel and per diem.
just when we're on the utility cap. Not this time. But I move to authorize Chief Rodney Crane, Assistant Chief Shane Womack, and Captain LaRon Weeks attend the MACDEMA Partners in Preparedness Conference in Biloxi on April 30th through May 3rd, 2024, to include registration fee of $175 plus hotel and per diem.
Second.
It's a move, Alderman Fountain, second Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Teal and Johnson. Item number 17, motion to authorize Chief Rodney Crane, Assistant Chief Shane Womack, and Captain LaRon Weeks to attend the Mississippi Fire Investigators Association in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, May 8th through May 10th, 2024, to include a registration fee of $225 each, plus hotel and per diem.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir?
got a correction on that?
Okay. Yes, sir, go ahead.
All right, correction is that will be in Tunica, Mississippi on the same day, and there will be no hotel.
Okay. All right, so, correction to item number 17, the location is Tunica, Mississippi. The dates are the same, May 8th through May 10th. Registration fee of $225 each and per diem. Is there a motion? No hotel.
A motion to authorize Chief Rodney Crane, Assistant Chief Shane Womack, and Captain LaRon Weeks to attend the Mississippi Fire Investigators Association in Tunica, Mississippi on May 8th through 10th, 2024, to include a registration fee and of $225 each. And per diem, no hotel.
Is there a second? It's a move, Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 absent, 2 absent in Jones and Teal. All right, item number 18, motion to authorize Chief Rodney Crane and Assistant Chief Womack, Shane Womack, to attend the Mississippi Firefighter and Fire Chiefs Conference in Natchez, Mississippi on May 29th through June 2nd, 2024, to include $65 registration for each, plus hotel and per diem.
I move to authorize Chief Rodney Crane and Assistant Chief Womack to attend the Mississippi Firefighter Fire Chief Conference in Natchez, Mississippi on May 29th, June 2nd, 2024, to include $65 registration fee each, plus hotel at the end.
A second.
It's been moved by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 0 nays, 2 absent in Teal and Jones. All right, Chief Crane, I put on the agenda fire department part-time applicants. I didn't get really clarification, so
That will be for the first board meeting. Hey,
in May.
I got one more interview to do background checks and everything is done. I got one more interview to do first board meeting.
Okay, all right, we'll hold that until then. Item number 20, motion to appoint and hire Mr. Patrick Griffin as a mechanic in the street department. He was recommended by, Commissioner Fitz, Fortunate Deputy County. Get him over the phone if you have any questions for him. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he's doing much better. He, actually came in,
Monday.
and has been working. He said the doctor said to the kids, stay up and moving. So I'll just get him. Ms. Griffin, that's you back there? Please come forward.
Okay, see you.
His applications in your package, you know, he's a certified, diesel mechanic from Nashville Automotive Diesel College. We would be asking to hire him on the, street side at a salary of $38,000 a year. One of our current agencies is, vacancy. So, Mr. Griffin, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from?
My name Patrick Griffin, Holly Springs. I grew up here. I went to school to work on 18 wheelers after I graduated from Holly High, and I just been working on them ever since.
What type of equipment can you work on?
I'm certified to work on all heavy equipment, including diesel equipment as well.
Bulldozers.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You have your certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's see if that's. The current salary that other mechanics.
One is 35, and one is 32. They don't have that certification. But it's something to talk about earlier today.
Well, Mayor Gibson, I'm excited to see young Mr. Griffin back. We have had quite a few students leave Holly Springs and go down to the Lincoln Tech Academy to do the diesel training. And I'm happy to see one back and willing to work for Holly Springs. I'm not opposed to him having the job, but I do have some concerns about the salaries that we're coming up with. Like I've spoken about an HR person, we have to have some consistency. With me, I just feel like numbers are thrown out and I don't have anything to kind of guide myself on as far as a budget sheet or numbers where all the other salaries are sitting right now. And we come in to me and hire people that are making more than people that have been here for longer times and have put in their loyalty in the city of Holly Springs. And even though they may not have obtained a certification or degree, they have been loyal to Holly Springs. And I just can't see it befitting of myself to sit here and bring someone in making more than these people that have been here for some years now. I do want to congratulate and give him a pay for his certification, but we have to have some type of range. I can't just say $38,000 and one making 35 and one making 32. I just need something else for me to make it more fair. As far as the hiring, I'm definitely in agreement to that, and I'm definitely proud that he has obtained his certification. We got to have some type of consistency with numbers, because the last people that just throw out numbers at us that will make 42,000, or make $42 an hour, make 30. I can't wrap my arms around that. But I would definitely like to hire Mr. Griffin tonight but I would like to see at what pay rate and how did we obtain the pay rate because of his certification, how did they get to $38,000? Is it just a recommendation or what are we doing?
Well, first of all, everyone has received a copy of the budget.
People have come and people have gone.
And so everyone has received a copy of the budget with the rates on it. We have two mechanics I just stated to you as to what they made, without, due to the current, certification. So I'm not sure as to, what else it is, that you would like, to see. He is not only a graduate of the college, but he also has experience. He's actually older than he looks, if I may say that on the behalf. He's quite a bit older than he looks. And so he does have experience. And so based on that conversation with, the two employees who interviewed him as well, they felt like he had some exceptional skills, and that, that was in the range. If you look as to see as to what a mechanic makes, who's actually a diesel mechanic, you will find that that's actually definitely on the lower scale, especially one who comes with a reputation as far as being good and also turning out repairs as quickly as they say that Mr. Griffin does. That's why I was trying to get this on the phone, because he and Mr. Campbell actually conducted the interview. And they may be able to tell you some things that are not on there, but his reputation somewhat precedes himself even out of the industry, with as far as his skills. So let me know your pleasure so that we can let him know, as to what, what's your pleasure for the board. That's all I want to say on this occasion. I'm glad that you all support him as being from this area. We are excited about that. That is something that we did talk about that today. I spoke with the Stones about that, the differences in the salaries as we look at that going forward. Because we do want to be fair, but we don't want to penalize him because we have people, perhaps the people before us that value, and we see how hard it is to keep a great mechanic. And it comes up every, and I guess what's interesting to me, involving me quite a bit, is that whenever I make a recommendation for someone, there is a question regarding, and I provided applications to you all. And this is based on the recommendation of those who are in the department who interviewed. But there's so many questions. But when other people bring up recommendations that are out of order, that don't go through the process of this city, that you all just go, oftentimes without, no, this is part of that, because we have to be straight, be correct. You all do it, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
She has a simple question.
That also, and you can talk over me as much as you want to, but it's not gonna take away the proof that you all have hired people repeatedly without even seeing applications from the police department. And so, but it is the truth though. And so the question is as to why. Why is it that some departments have to jump through hoops, and that others do not? Well, those departments that when I'm making the recommendation, that there is a problem, with that, even though it's gone through as to the process and our people have interviewed them, and you do have a copy of the application. But you all have voted for people time and time again and listen to people spit out rates, okay, without saying anything in writing. So I just want to know, what is the difference in them and me?
Well, I can answer that if you don't mind, Mayor. The
Please
difference is we would like the accountability of an HR manager. You are our honorable mayor, and we would like you to be in that position and recommendation. But we want someone accountable. We don't want our mayor to also be our human resource manager. We don't want our mayor to have to go out and pick and do and go and have these people interviewed. We want someone that is going to be accountable, and that's their job. Where when these people are presented before us, we know that this person has done an accurate check on them. We know that this person has compared salaries across the board. We know that this person has done their job to come up and bring the best recommendation before this board, because that's what we're going off of, their recommendation, as well as the police chief and whomever. The police chief is a identity that stands on its own. He can come up and recommend the people that he wants hired for his department because he holds a individual status that, and a certification that's a safety to this town. I don't have a problem with hiring Mr. Patrick, and I am going to hire him, but we just don't want numbers thrown at us where I feel like numbers are just thrown out. This person can make $37 an hour. This person make $10 an hour. This person make $15 an hour. They got certificated in $16.65. This person makes $16.69. I would just like to have a human resource person that comes in and can sit in this chair and tell us that they have vetted these people. They have did the research on the rates and the pay, and this is the proper recommendation that they're making for this board for us to be able to make a proper authorization. And that's why to me.
And I appreciate that, but it still did not answer my question.
What you want to know?
I want to know still.
We want HR.
What
We don't want a recommendation from the mayor.
Well, HR is fine. I don't have a problem with an HR person as far as someone who's qualified and working at those city boards. But the question is still that an HR person will do all the different departments. So now no HR person has vetted or gone through any of the applications from the police department, unlike the ones that we've done. And they've been presented. Numbers have been thrown out, and they were still voted on. And so my question is, and I don't know, I didn't really play sports. Well, Mr. Smith, I ran track for a little while. But I just learned how to toss and balance the ball and dribble the ball. So I don't know. Maybe the police department, throws the balls better than I do. But I still don't have an answer as to what the difference is from someone coming under the recommendation. Well, I do know some differences, but I want to know what your differences are as to a recommendation come from the police department without an HR person. And the difference in when, if I recommend someone, and I have to say that the department actually selected this young man and actually interviewed this young man. And we did check him out. So my question is,
Who is the we?
Excuse me?
The we is who?
Excuse me?
The we. You said we did check them out as far as.
Yes, as far as, Mr. Fitz interviewed him, Mr. Ernest Campbell interviewed him, and I definitely did.
And none of them are sitting here.
Excuse me?
They're not here.
So, no, but, I'm here. And so it's like, what's the difference? And I'm going to say it is definitely very interesting, but the night is young. So let me know your pleasure with Mr. Griffin, because I think everyone sees, I think it's obvious. And so let me know as to what your pleasure is regarding this young man. And then, as I mentioned, the night is young.
I would definitely like to hire Mr. Griffin. I would be willing to set a salary when I get some information on the rates that other people are making and how it compares. And if it's higher, because I get kind of checks here that that's really cheap for a certified diesel mechanic. If it is, we don't want to short Mr. Patrick as well. If he deserves more, pay him what he deserves. And that goes both ways. We don't want to come in and shortchange someone, cheat them, and we don't want to come in, don't want to overpay them, we don't want to underpay them. We just want to know what is the fair recommendation and to be able to make a good decision. So if he's great as he say he is, maybe we're underpaying him. But I just want to be fair. And I can't do it with the different numbers. That's just me. But I would love to hire him. Well, if we hire him, we still got to have a rate to start paying him. What are you going to do?
Hold it.
Hold what?
The information.
It has to be in the motion.
Said you want to hold his hire.
No, I want to hire him tonight. I just would rather come back to it until I find something until I can talk to someone and get some information.
Mr. Griffin, are you able to stay around for a little bit longer? Or if you need to leave, I can give you a call later and let you know the status.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so.
Three.
How many kids?
3. 1 in the utility and 2 on the general city. Well, 1 is leaving. I have to say.
Bless you. Yeah, you don't want to say it here.
also, Mr. Griffin, if you need to
They haven't
leave, then
announced it.
I'll notify you as to what the status is later on, okay?
Okay.
If you can, stay around, that would be great, but if you can't, I understand that you have other responsibilities.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll let you know. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you, I appreciate that. Right. Then I call item 21. All right, next, item number 22, motion to appoint Aaron Mr. Gerard L. McDonald as an apprentice lineman in the Holly Springs Utility Department Election Division. Mr. McDonald, will you come forward, please? And Mr. Humphries, will you come forward? Mr. Humphries, will you come forward and talk about Mr. McDonald, please? Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, so, you want to tell the, board a little bit about Mr. McDonald and why he was, great as a team member for us?
All right.
Well, I'm not really real familiar with him. I only met him, several times, but I've heard he's worked for a contractor and he's worked for, I believe, New Albany. And, he's on over into training as a apprentice lineman, coming toward being a lineman. So that's about all I know of his history.
From, just your interview with him.
So he's in training to become lineman.
An apprentice.
Yes, right.
That's what his recommendation.
You've been training in New Albany? Yes, you have.
If I may, I started out at New Albany, Light Gas and Water, whenever I graduated lineman school, and then stayed there from June of 2021 to December of 2022. Got hired on at MDR Construction, which is a contractor, and started there in January of 2023, and started doing hot work and worked my way up. At New Albany, I was an apprentice. And whenever I got to MDR itself, I started doing hot work the first day I got there, and stayed there till March of 2023. They cut our hours, and I was 12 hours away from the house, and it wasn't worth it for me only getting 40 hours a week, being 12 hours away from the house and only getting 2 checks a month. So that's why I decided to try to come up here and get on up here.
Y'all have any additional questions for Mr. McDonald? There are no additional questions. Is there a motion to appoint Mr. Jared McDonald as a police lineman in the Holly Springs Utility Department Election Division at a rate of $16.69 per hour?
I move to hire for Mr. Gerard L. McDonald as an apprentice in Holly Springs Department. District division and rate pay $16.69 per hour.
The second.
I'll say.
Let's move on. The shift second by Alderman Johnson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, 2 absent, and Teal and Johnson. Would you give us a call tomorrow, Mr. McDonald?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Item number, it's probably better that we'll do that in executive session. Mr. Humphries wants to speak with you all about some implementation for some current employees that involve Mr. Michael Howell, Michael Allen, and also Mr. Kirchhoff. All right, next, item number 24, motion to transfer Mr. Herschel Clayton to the wastewater division as a general laborer at the same rate of pay. Mr. Jefferson, are you still here? And, Mr. Herschel, they're both here tonight. So, one employee, did, leave quite some time back. And so Mr. Jefferson has been looking for a replacement, and he believes that Mr. Replacement will be,
Mayor, will be transferring Mr. Herschel Clayton to the wastewater division as a general laborer at the same rate of pay.
the move Alderman Hampton, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, and Teal and Johns. Thank you all. Item number 25, city general bills and claims.
Round move that we pay the city general bill.
Move by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Mansell. All those in favor? All those opposed? 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, in Teal and Johns. Item number 26, city utility bills and claims.
Round move that we pay the city utility bill.
Second.
It's a move by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Mansell. All those in favor? 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, in Teal and Johns. Item number 27, and this is just for notice that during our last meeting, there was authorization approved for Mr. DeJuan Wells and Mr. Michael Allen to attend lineman training on May 20th through the 24th. And so that class was changed, so they will be going instead to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. But the registration and everything will be the same. Does the board need to do an motion for that, Attorney Bear?
Yes, ma'am.
A motion to authorize that change of location.
Madam Mayor, I motion to authorize the notice of change of location to authorize Mr. Jawan Wells and Mr. Michael Allen to attend lineman training on the 20th through 24th, 2024 in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, to include registration, hotel, and per diem.
It's a move, Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, Teal and Johns. Item number 28, approval of March 5th, 2024 regular board meeting minutes and March 19th, 2024 regular board meeting minutes.
Mayor, move to approve the March 5th, 2024 regular board meeting minutes. Want both? And also March 19th, 2024 regular board meeting minutes.
It's removed by Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, in Teal and Jones. We'll be asking for an executive session to discuss several things, some of which we mentioned tonight. Is there a motion to go in closed session to determine an executive session?
Mayor, move to one closed session to determine the need for an executive session.
It's a move off. That's Alderman Schiff. All those in favor? All those opposed? 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, and Teal and Jones.
Boy. Oh yeah, what'd I do?
Look stressed.
Oh. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm good though. I was gonna tell you, I don't have a problem. I like your tattoos. That's weird, man. Make it rather cool.
No, you look really scratched up there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Your brow was all thorough.
probably rightly so. But all right. Thank you. Yeah.
the prospective litigation in the police department and prospective litigation in parks and. Thank you. Appreciate your patience.
Then give the friends.
All right, I'm gonna see. I'll holler at y'all.
I'll talk to you later, Mike.
Ain't no down there, I know that.
Oh, my God. Cracks me up with half of them don't even show up for the news.
Mm-hmm.
That gentleman, Colton, they're wrong with you now.
Yeah, I get it. That mostly because.
How come I never hear you in that room yelling? You was yelling at me during meetings. You never yelling there.
I do. And I don't mean to yell, I be trying to. Let's hurry up.
You always make me feel like an idiot.
And I really like you, I do. And my husband wore his beard like that for years and tattoos too, so it's not personal. I promise it's not. And I respect you as a citizen and I respect you as a person. My meetings with you at the jail were pleasant.
Always a pleasant guy.
No, you be mean sometimes. You told us you didn't like us as board members. What else you said us last night? God, Jesus. He comes to us and wrings us dry on a bad day. I had to change posters, change chairs, and fight off people that had a wreck and hit somebody in the belly. He comes up, you are a terrible alderman. Not today, please, not today. Not today. But it's nothing ever personal. And this kind of stuff is, it's okay. I'll argue sometimes.
Hey, man, at least you don't get my email. I email Russ.
Well, I want everyone's problems to get, done. But as far as board members, we're limited to our duties. We're not supposed to be involved so much in day-to-day executive, day-to-day operations. We hire, fire, set salaries, and this and that other, but I understand when people are frustrated, they have to come to some type of source to try to get some relief. But you know, those day-to-day operations are real tricky when it comes to board members.
I know.
We're not supposed to go out there and stand over a person and make sure they do this and make sure they're doing the building. We're supposed to take recommendations if this person is not doing this for it to be whatever.
Yeah, Mississippi
So I
law.
apologize.
Mississippi law.
We're code charter.
Yeah.
We govern, the mayor is the executor. So, I mean, we can't go and come down to your department and then watch you and see if your officers are gonna do this and that. That's just not part of our, it's not just a part of our, as being a code charter alderman. But anyway, I want to resolve the problems and I'm going to stiff it in and don't do that. Okay. I see you next board meeting. You gonna wait on us?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
They fight the wrong battle. See. In my case, they've already just paid me, got me up and set me on my way.
Okay, he probably love you then.
We joke all the time. Yeah. I know they respond to motions. My complaint was, I think 80 pages long. And I thought, so they paid some attorney to read 80 pages and then respond to everything in there. And then I hit him. Yeah, make a motion against that. They make a motion to dismiss it. They out of court. It's probably making a ton.
Oh, yeah.
But he don't care. But he does make you keep it up.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Honey's Christmas card makes this year, I think. Yeah, exactly. Mhm. They just, they just settled, one of the cases I had for my computer. They didn't use, oh, yeah. They didn't even ask any questions. They ate the whole thing. Yeah, yeah. More people need to be like you then, you know? That's what, well, even you. Even you. Even your contract. It says they're charging you 0.10335 per kilowatt. Figure out what they're charging you. They're charging you 0.12, 2 cents, 1.7 cents. Doesn't seem like a lot. 6 years. Why not? Well, then they're contractually agreed to charge. Well, dude. No. Yes, it is.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I'm sure you've solved all the problems in the world.
Well, almost. I felt like I would leave at least one for tomorrow.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, Ms. Jones, I'm probably going to be out because people are still hanging out in here. I'm about to leave. Yes, ma'am. Goodbye. As we have been out quite some time and you all appear to be continuing the meeting outside the orders of the laws of the state of Mississippi. Oh, yeah, but you talking about the mandatory. And whatever it might be. The executive session is over. That makes it even
But
more.
I motion at the meeting.
No, we got time. I want to make. Mayor, yourself. And we can put this back in because I want to make my motion to have.
The board voted to come out of executive session. The following motions and action occurred. Let's see. The first was a motion to accept the exercise equipment donated, let's see, move Alderman Johnson, Alderman Meriwether, to accept the exercise equipment donated by the citizens of Albert Assured to the city of Holly Springs. And that motion was approved, 3 ayes, 0 nays, 2 absent, and Teal and Jones. The second motion was made by Alderman Fountain, moved by Alderman Fountain, second by Alderman Meriwether, to increase the salary for the foreman based on foreman Mitchell Allen and foreman Kirby Dockery to $32 per hour based on their experience. And that motion passed 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, and Teal and Jones. Next, there was a motion. It was made by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Meriwether, to increase the pay of Assistant Superintendent Michael Howe to $37.50 per hour. That motion passed with 2 ayes in Schiff and Meriwether, 1 nay in Fountain, 2 absent in Teal and Jones.
And did the record reflect that I wanted both assistant superintendents to make the same amount of.
Okay, and let the record reflect, as Alderman Fountain stated, that she wishes to have both superintendents to make the same amount of pay. All right, Madam Clerk, do you have that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let me go up and read my notes. Next, there was an additional motion. This move Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Meriwether, to pay the Holly Springs School District $9,891.62 due to a clerical error made by the customer. And that motion passed 3 ayes, 0 nays, 2 absent in Teal and Jones. Next, motion was made by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Fountain, to refund William Nagan, $2,250 for the deposit. And that motion passed 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Teal and Jones. Let's see. Next, there was a motion made by Alderman Fountain, second by Alderman Merriweather, to refer the grievance made by Detective Palmer to Attorney Perry, Attorney John Keith Perry, to review and make a recommendation. Ms. Jones, were there any other motions, or
No,
did I
ma'am.
get them all?
No, ma'am, you got them all.
That was all. All right. So that ends the actions that occurred in the executive session. Alderman Fountain, you have a motion?
Yes, I move to hire Patrick Griffin as the diesel mechanic for City of Holly Springs with a pay rate, with an annual salary of $38,000 a year.
Second.
It was moved by Alderman Fountain and second by Alderman Shipp to hire Mr. Patrick Griffin as a diesel mechanic at a rate of, in the city department, at a rate of $38,000 per year. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Teal and Jones.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
I need to amend that motion to say upon the presentation of his certification.
I would agree, because right now we got some pickles going.
Yeah, and I don't
So
want, I
allow
don't
the
want,
certification.
I don't want to keep getting big bills.
I understand.
So I want to make my motion clear.
All right, so you want to do your motion for the amendment, because not having certification is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, and I don't want to get
Puts
tricked.
us in serious liability. So is that a motion to amend?
Yes.
All right, is there a second to amend the motion to
Second.
approve that? It's a move by Alderman Fountain, second by Alderman Shipp, to amend the motion to include that this will become, active upon presentation of proof or certification as a diesel mechanic.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Teal and Jones. Thank God he won't be using a gun.
Yes, ma'am.
Blue lights. All right, so on the, he won't have a gun, be out with people.
Same thing.
All right, so we have, no, it's very different. Very different. No, we'll be quiet. Very different. Gotcha. Is there, anything else, Madam City Clerk, that we need to address? So, yeah, right.
No, ma'am.
So, motion to adjourn. All right.
But as a next man, I'll be making a motion to amend, and so we can, make a line item for HR to be, hired.
Is that in the middle of the motion to adjourn? We don't.
No, I said the next meeting.
Okay,
Okay, so I'm to,
that's fine.
It was already
You
done.
mentioned that you had someone.
Yeah.
I see someone you knew. was
Yes,
something
second.
in the application.
Second to adjourn.
yes.
The meeting is adjourned. You mentioned that you did someone.
Yeah.
Well, you're a liar.
What
I do now?
Bad. Oh.